Hello and welcome to the Cardinal Report, the show taking an in-depth look at North Central College athletics. I'm Will Armistead, and today we're catching up with the Cardinal men's and women's cross-country teams. We'll recap their recent competition at the Illinois Intercollegiate Championship and have much more as the Cardinal Report rolls on. Leading the Cardinals in his 44th year as head coach, Carius has compiled quite a list of accomplishments during his North Central College tenure. 12 national titles, 42 CCIW championships, a 5-time Division III Coach of the Year recipient, and cross-country Coach of the Century. Junior Michael Spain earned All-American status last year after finishing 12th at the Division III National Championships. This on top of a 4th-place Midwest Regional finish and a 2nd-place finish at the CCIW Championships. Coach Michael, thank you very much for joining us today. We appreciate you coming in and joining with us. You have 6 returning runners from last year's national team out of the 7 from a year ago. You started the season, kind of scored perfect points at the early bird meet, and then the Bradley Invitational, another perfect 15 points, first place. Last Friday, you raced at the Illinois Intercollegiate Championships, another first place. Going into the season, did you kind of feel that that's what the team was capable of doing?
Yes, I had great confidence in this year's team. It's an evolutionary process, you know, for a program, for every team within a program and every individual within a program. And this group of young men has really taken that evolutionary process and really learned through the experiences that they've had. And with their training physically, psychologically, you know, team dynamics. So there's been a lot of maturity that's developed through the years. So we've had great expectations for the team this year, yes.
Definitely. You guys have been marked the #1 team in Division III. That was a preseason poll, and that's where we're at right now. Again, 6 guys really looking to make a difference, plus a handful of additions from maybe last year's sophomores moving up or new freshmen this year. What makes this team unique or maybe even different than some of those high caliber teams that you've coached in years past?
I think a characteristic that we identified last year with this team continues to be an underlying strength, and that is last year when we went into the national championships, and again this team had gone through the evolutionary process to get to the point where we felt they would perform well. You know, but they had no All-Americans on the team. There were no individual accolades that really anybody had accomplished that would stand out at that point. But when you put the group together, they realized and recognized that their success came from every individual contributing to the final team outcome, and their satisfaction came from that combined effort. They had a team mind, and, you know, and a team outlook and team results, and their satisfaction came from that. And I think that was a very powerful synergistic effect on our whole team.
Speaking of All-Americans, you're bringing back Nathaniel Hurd and Michael Spain. Neil Klein finished 36th. The top 35 are named All-Americans, so you have those 2 gentlemen coming back. With those, you also have a handful of guys who look like they could finish as All-Americans this year. We know that a big philosophy that you preach is running for fun, or like you said, running for self-satisfaction. Even with those honors, do you feel like those guys and these guys this year are running for fun and running for self-satisfaction?
Right. You know, the satisfaction truly comes from challenging yourself to be the very best that you can be, and collectively, again, to be the very best team that we can be. And I tell, you know, whenever I'm asked at the beginning of the year, what are your expectations for the team or individuals, I tell it's really the same answer in 44 years, and that is to evaluate where the individual is, evaluate where the team is, and see growth, you know, through the year. We want to be better at the end of the year than we were at the beginning of the year. And to me, that's success at its best.
Certainly. Going into the intercollegiates, this team looks like they have a lot of depth. Last year, again, you finished 2nd to Cortland State. They had 4 finishers in the top 20. You know, fast forward to the intercollegiates. Ren Lake had a 1st place finish, a 3rd place finish, a 9th place finish. They finished 3rd. Can you kind of just talk about North Central's depth this year and kind of where that status is going into the next couple meets?
Yeah, we tell our team, and I can't remember if I told them prior to the meet or certainly after the meet, that no one individual can beat a team, and how significant each individual is to the final team outcome. I mean, one year we lost at Bradley by 1 point, and I told the team afterwards I was very, very, very happy we lost, and they thought I was lost my mind or something. And I said, well, why are you glad we lost? I said, because it emphasizes early in the season how important each individual is. And one person passing somebody along the way makes the difference in the score. One year we won a national championship by 1 point. And we won that national championship not just by our top 5, but by our top 7. Our 7th man beat Mount Union's 5th man, which gave us a 1-point victory. So it was actually, even though 5 people score, 7 people affected the score. Right. So depth is critically important.
Right. Well, this past week at the intercollegiates, North Central did have a lot of runners scoring for the team. Michael, going into that race, you knew that the team was very talented. You're going up against a 31-team field, 32 including North Central, Division I schools, 2, 3, Illinois State, Western, Eastern, Northern. Did the team think that they would do as well as you ended up finishing?
Well, we always expect that we're going to race well, and we treat every race as if it's the national championship. So by the time we get to the national championships, we'll be just that much more prepared.
Right.
And then we're looking at Division I, Division II, Division III schools, but it doesn't really matter to us. They're just titles. So we just kind of look at the field as the same everywhere we go, and just try to practice the plan.
Sure. So far this season, you have a first-place finish, second-place finish, and a sixth-place finish, all of which are back-to-back with Kyle Brady, a teammate of yours. You seem to be racing neck and neck with him all 3 races, finishing within, I think, not more than 9 seconds combined in those 3 races. Can you kind of just talk about, the competition within the team and maybe specifically Kyle Brady?
Well, I wouldn't call it more competition. I'd say we're more competitive in practices than we are in races. In practices, we really push each other.
Right.
But in races, when we all race together, we actually pull each other together. It's a weird feeling, but races actually become easier because we're used to beating each other up 3 times a week, and then when a teammate holds his hand out to you in a race, it's just that much easier.
Right. And not just Kyle Brady, but Ryan Kerrigan, Neil Klein, Nathaniel Hurd, Sean Carlson, so on and so on and so on. This team, Friday at the intercollegiates, was running like a pack, and they ran for a pack for a long time. Can you just talk about the rest of the teammates, not just you and Kyle, but everybody else that's on the team, and what that does for maybe the 2 front guys there?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's funny because we've been the same way. The team's actually been the same team since I've been a freshman, so we're very, we know each other. We could feel each other 1 through 7. So, every day we could have a different first man. Every day a different man pushes each other, but we run as one. We don't really feel like we're a group of individuals.
Right.
So.
It doesn't seem like the season gets any easier. Coming up, you have an invitational at Notre Dame. Again, another handful of quality programs there. What are you expecting to do there, and frankly, the rest of the way?
Rest of the way, we kind of keep doing the same thing we're doing. Every race we run, it's the national championships in our head. So we'll try to put ourselves at the front and stay together as a pack. And we know if we can do that, we'll be pretty pleased with the end result.
Right. Well, this past week at the intercollegiates, we had an opportunity to actually catch up with some players and coaches and runners there in this week's installment of What's the Word?
We are a very good team this year compared to last year. I think we might win the national champion this year. Last year we were 4th, but this year we are a very good team.
What a great atmosphere it is for intercollegiate running and intercollegiate athletics. I mean, it's not every day that you see your interstate rivals here at cross-country meet, and it was great competition across the board, and North Central ran extremely well and ended up with the team title, which which makes everyone a little hungrier for the years to come.
We talked about this week in the meeting that just because we're coming here and there's D1 teams, that it doesn't make it any different than last weekend or the next weekend. So we're trying to take every weekend the same, and it doesn't matter who else is there, but we're just going to run our race and do the best that we can on that day.
Well, they followed our race plan. Our race plan is to get out and establish your position and then hold your position and move throughout the race and then finish strong, and they did exactly that. So we want them to have the mindset, not, oh, it's Illinois and collegiates, oh, it's nationals. They have to prepare mentally and have the same race plan throughout all their competition.
Like North Central, they always do great. Greenville College, I know, did well today. And it's really cool because when you go into cross country, it's everyone who loves to run. And you go down to the D3, and those people have like the drive, and they love it, and that's awesome to see. And it's always good to see people like that succeed.
We have a young team. So our mentality was just kind of to get out there and test what we got. We had no clue. We've just been working so hard for the past 2 weeks, and it's just been exciting because everyone's just working so hard and coming together. So it was kind of just go out, have fun, make it through 2 miles, and let the rest carry you through.
We looked at these D3 schools, and they don't get paid to do it. They do it because they really love it, and they try really hard. And I mean, I love coming to meets like this and being able to run against everyone and see how everyone does.
It's great to see, you know, all divisions, all runners, all different types of runners. But it just goes to show you that every race is 8,000 meters from start to finish, and it doesn't matter where you come from. That's the beauty of our sport of cross country. You all run 8,000 meters, and it's the best man wins.
Like I like to always say, just smile, just have fun, because that's what it's all about. And we work hard every other day, and of course we're going to work hard here, but we want it to be fun, and that's when everyone races well.
Coach Carius, Michael, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Coming up, we have Megan Andracki, North Central College Assistant Women's Cross Country Coach, and freshman runner Lauren Hooks when we return to the Cardinal Report.